It's a new year and a new decade and a new anime season, and we're finally getting more laid-back camp. Well, sort of. While the actual second season isn't here yet, Winter 2020 is bringing us a series of shorts called Yurucamp, based on the comedic vignettes at the end of each episode of the original show. And so, with that in the pipeline and snow on the ground, it's the perfect time to revisit the cozy, relaxing world that inspired otaku everywhere to check out a campground or two, even when it's not July. The core of laid-back camp is twofold. One part, and the one everybody talks about the most, is how calm and comforting it is. This is iyashikei distilled, a healing show where you just sit back and immerse yourself in the lush world and cute, earnest lives of the characters. There's a reason it made so many people want to go camping. While it never glamorizes the hobby to the point of being unrealistic, it does have a rose-colored view of it. Anything that goes wrong is a minor inconvenience quickly fixed with a backup plan. The world itself seems safer than real life, a place where even if you're stranded, hungry, and left your phone at home, nothing will hurt you and everyone you meet will help you out. It's just a calm escape from a real world that's frankly on fire. The other half of the series' essential core, though, is its theme of interpersonal connection. MOA school club shows do tend to put some focus on friendship, often with varying degrees of romantic subtext to go with it, but Laid-Back Camp has an interesting twist in that the club really isn't the focus. We think it will be, and it is in some episodes and in the Yurucamp segments, but the core of the show is the relationship between Jin and Nadeshiko. Not even just their friendship, but specifically how they connect, how they first meet, how they have a few near misses both before and after that first meeting, and how eventually, no matter how many of those missed connections occur, they're drawn back together like magnets anyway. It's there where the series really stands out. Rin and Nadeshiko are classic opposites, an introvert and an extrovert. You expect Nadeshiko to tug Rin into her world of laughter and parties, but that's not really what happens. Rin interacts with other people on her terms. She doesn't approach Nadeshiko at first. They befriend one another slowly. In episode 2, Jin contemplates inviting Nadeshiko to go camping, and then a few scenes later, when she sees that Nadeshiko has transferred into her school, Jin's first thought is to be afraid and hide because she'd rather not be thrust into a social situation. It's not that she doesn't like Nadeshiko, she still does, and it's not that she doesn't want friends. This positive, nuanced depiction of an introvert leads to a similarly positive introvert-extrovert friendship. They appreciate each other for the different ways they see the world, and Nadeshiko learns and respects Jin's boundaries. That's not to say that the outdoor activities club isn't important. The contrast of Jin being an introvert and Nadeshiko being an extrovert wouldn't work if Nadeshiko didn't have friends to hang out with all the time when Jin's alone. And Enna, being Jin's pre-existing friend, even if their personalities clash sometimes, helps to balance that out so it's not the Nadeshiko show with friends on the side. Sure, Aoi, Chiaki, and Enna don't get equal screen time with the other two, but their connections to them don't detract from the main relationship. They add to it. Most importantly, the fact that the show deliberately sets up the common trope of needing to get enough members and starts with the 5 girls so we know they'll all get together tricks us into believing that the series will go the way of many others. We're conditioned to expect that someone like Jin will be steamrolled into social interaction for her own good, that it's Nadeshiko's nature and her duty to society to break down Jin's walls and drag her into the club where she'll become part of the group. But that doesn't happen. Jin rejects her invitation, and while she does come along for the Christmas episode, she never reconsiders and never joins the club. And that's okay. In fact, Nadeshiko learns it's fun to camp by herself once in a while too. Just because they're not always together doesn't mean they're not always connected. That's also underlined by the series' use of technology. When you think media about camping, you probably picture some pastoral message about getting away from it all. But the girls in Laid-Back Camp are never forced or encouraged to unplug lest they miss out on nature. In fact, modern technology helps them enjoy nature. Solo camping trips are accompanied by line messages, photos, and live streams so Jin can stay alone at her own pace while still sharing the experience with her friends. The girls listen to satellite radio, watch movies on a tablet, and have their phones on them at all times. Almost. And that's okay too. Modern technology isn't killing outdoor hobbies or friendship, it's made both all the stronger. The two elements at the center of Laid-Back Camp, Its well-crafted atmosphere and its theme of personal connection naturally come together to forge a connection with nature. The lush and detailed landscapes, the respect shown to the land by the campers, and their appreciation of outdoor activities establishes that each of these girls has, or in Nadeshko's case, quickly finds a feeling that she belongs outside enjoying the natural world. In fact, nature could almost be the third central character, considering its importance and tangible presence in the show. That feels especially intentional because all of the girls' last names come from cities known for parks and nature, and because the setting is the area around Mount Fuji, which, in Japanese, you would refer to as if it were a person. Laid Back Camp easily draws in viewers as a top-tier moe club iyashikei, and the reasons why it works are both the atmosphere that makes the viewer feel comfortable and the character relationships forged by a respect of one another's boundaries, making them comfortable with one another. While Room Camp is set to follow the show's goofy segments of the same name and likely focus on jokes and group antics, that's okay too, because those were still an important part of Laid Back Camp. But, to be completely honest, mostly because we're still getting a real Season 2 later on, and Room Camp is a fun little side thing. Let me know in the comments whether you'll be watching Room Camp and what else you're getting into this winter. This is Secret Identity Studio, and never buy the $10 tent.